So how attractive was Keanu Reeves in his prime, really? Welcome back to LookLogix, everyone. Today I'll assess the facial harmony attractiveness of Keanu Reeves. Fortunately, I was able to find a good enough side and front profile. The front profile is the most important here, as it's also when he was younger. In his prime in this photo, you can see how nice the long hair looks. The side profile is still worth an analyzing, and we'll go over the angles that he got. Even though it's slightly angled away, but it'll still work. So I've marked his face, his front side profile, on faceiq Labs, and we'll get to see his full analysis scoring from 0 to 10, and then all his areas of improvement, key strengths, and then all his ratios. So let's get started with his lowest scores for his front profile, which is his facial width to height ratio. It is a 3.39 out of 10, very out of the ideal range. His bitemporal width is also a 3.63 out of 10. Jaw frontal angle is a little too steep here. It definitely looks pretty good, especially with this being wide enough and him having a nice wide neck. So it doesn't look too bad, especially with his phenotype. But the jaw frontal angle is definitely too steep at 4.1 out of 10. His deviation of ipsilateral alar angle and jaw frontal angle is also 5.61 out of 10. This is comparing his eye markers to his jaw. Fortunately, his eyes are closer set with this jaw going on, so it's not too out of the ideal range. It's 5.6, so above average. His eye aspect ratio is a 6.67. Mouth width to nose width ratio is a 6.93. Eye separation ratio 7.5. Overall, a lot of scores that are close to ideal but not fully in. And then the rest are ideal here. Cheekbone height for sure. Neck width, eyebrow tilt. Keanu's lateral canthal tilt is also positive. He has some nice semi-hunter eyes. And then it almost looks like he had some canthopexy or canthoplasty with his eyes. But it's pretty consistent with even his younger teenage photos. So I don't think that's the case. His mouth corner position is a 10 out of 10. His ear protrusion ratio is a 10 out of 10. Overall, a really nice, good-looking, attractive front profile. Let's see what his side gets. And before that, if you guys would like to try the app for yourself, I actually have 20% off only with my code off any plan on faceiq Labs. I'll put a link in the description and the comment section if you want to see what your face would get on this app. So for his side profiles or side ratios, his lowest score is his lower lip S-line position at 2.09 out of 10. You can see with the side profile, it looks a little pigeony. It looks like a bird on his lower lip area, right? Maybe. His gonial angle is 2.54 out of 10. Out of the ideal range. Of course, there's a lot of excess subcutaneous fat right around his neck region, but this is a slightly older picture, so he's not in his prime anymore. You can see his hairline's receded just a tiny bit, but this is still a usable picture. His nasal frontal angle is a 5.13 out of 10, so he does have a flat brow ridge right here. It's not masculinized. His nose is a bit droopy, flattened, and protrudes at the rhinion. His facial convexity Asian is a 3.67 out of 10. Nasal frontal angle 5.13. Hold away H line is a 6.27, 6.28 for his lower lip burstone line. So we can see all the visual measurements here. Really useful. Overall, not too bad of a side profile. Definitely in the closer to average range. His chin definitely doesn't recess too much back. Let's see what his total scoring is from 0 to 10. Okay, Keanu Reeves gets a 5.92 out of 10. He has great or good harmony, top 23%, about 1 in 4.3 people. His front profile gets a 6.28 out of 10, which is the top 14%, and then his side view gets a 5.3 out of 10, which is the top 46%. We can see his visual marking on where he places against other people, and you can see 50% is the median, top 50%, better than 50% of people. Overall, not too bad of an analysis. His key strengths are his harmonious facial convexity, ideal jaw width, ideal ramus length, proportionate lower face. For sure, you can see his that nice thirds with his middle third, top third, and lower third being pretty even. And then his philtrum right here, which is the base of his nose to the top of his lip, is also spaced out nicely. A lot of people have it kind of flat and shortened. Ideal eye tilt, yeah, for sure. Ideal neck width. Additional strengths, he also gets a 9.68 or 9 other ratios. Areas of improvement, here we go. Close set eyes, long mid face, flat jaw, round neck region, maxillary recession, overly long face shape, overly round eye shape, narrow forehead, disharmonious mid-face and jaw alignment, moon facial profile. This is an interesting one, minus 0.11 points. The face appears flattened or slightly concave, often due to an overprojected chin or recessed maxilla. This can indicate malocclusion, such as an underbite. He also has minus 1.08 points for his minor proportional variations. Then he has an overly rounded and undefined nasal tip. So there you go, guys. This is Keanu Reeves' facial analysis in his semi-prime. You know, his side profile is out of his prime, but his front profile is pretty good. He was definitely in the above average range. I would give him, in his full prime with his prime side profile, probably a 6.25 to 6.5 facially. A lot of things you can do to improve. We're going to go over this just for the last thing. We actually get to see his full analysis with what he can do to improve. Make sure you read this. I've read the terms and service and the agreement. This is just suggestions. So he actually has a target for 8.5 is his target that he can do based on this faceiq plan. It's not totally accurate, but definitely has a nice layout. You can see his largest one is going to be his bimaxillary osteotomy. Apologies for the mispronunciation. His reposition both jaws for facial balance and remove any misalignment. This is a very popular one for most people when I'm analyzing the faces. This is kind of the main thing to do. And then, okay, other things: facial liposuction, palatal expansion, cheekbone reduction surgery, canthoplasty. So this is just to shape and size the eyes, not the tilt. He already has positively tilted eyes, so this is just to shape the eyelids and the skin around it. Rhinoplasty, yeah, to reshape the nose, more angular, some other things. So yeah, there you go, guys. This is the plan for Keanu Reeves. This is everything for his analysis. If you guys would like to try the app for yourself, 20% off any plan with my code LookLogix, only with my code. Go into the description or the comment section and click on that link. You can try faceiq Labs, and you can also get a free side profile landmarking if you want to see what your side is. And if you do get the plan, then or get one of the plans, then make sure you use my referral code LookLogix. All right. If you'd like me to rate anyone else, put a comment down below. I'll make sure to check it out. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.